Captain James Miller stood on the bridge of the Pathfinder his weathered face illuminated by the glow of countless displays. The vessel had been traveling for over 3 years, part of humanity's first serious attempt to explore beyond their solar system. Behind them, Earth faced mounting crises, dwindling resources, climate instability, and political fractures that threatened to tear apart what remained of global civilization. "Captain, we're picking up unusual readings ahead," Lieutenant Lisa Parker announced, her fingers dancing across the sensor array. "It's like nothing in our database." Miller nodded, his expression guarded. Humanity had never encountered alien life, despite centuries of searching. Most had given up hope, maintained course, alert the rest of the fleet. The Pathfinder led a modest armada of 5 ships, carrying 10,000 colonists in stasis. They represented humanity's contingency plan: find a new home or face potential extinction within the next century. As they approached the anomaly, the crew fell silent. What first appeared as a strange distortion in space resolved into a massive structure, an artificial ring orbiting a distant star. "My God," whispered Commander Tom Wilson, the ship's second in command. "It's a Dyson ring." The structure was clearly of artificial origin, spanning millions of kilometers, partially encircling its star to harvest energy on an almost incomprehensible scale. Human theorists had speculated about such megastructures for centuries, but seeing one firsthand left the crew in stunned silence. Before anyone could react further, dozens of smaller vessels emerged from the ring, moving with impossible speed and precision toward the human fleet. "Defensive positions," Miller ordered, though he knew their primitive weapons would be useless against a civilization capable of building such a structure. The alien ships surrounded them but made no aggressive moves. Instead, a signal pulsed across all communication frequencies, a simple mathematical sequence, universal in its logic. "They're trying to communicate," Parker said, working frantically to establish a translation protocol. Within hours, the first messages were exchanged. The aliens called themselves the Arathi, and they had been observing humanity for decades. They expressed neither hostility nor particular warmth, merely scientific curiosity about the primitive species that had finally managed to reach the stars. "They want to send representatives aboard," Parker reported after several more exchanges. Miller hesitated. "This encounter would determine humanity's fate. Tell them we agree." When the Arathi delegation arrived, they weren't what anyone expected. They appeared almost human, with subtle differences: slightly elongated limbs, larger eyes with vertical pupils, and skin with a faint bluish tint. Their leader, who introduced himself as Elder Thorn, spoke through a translation device. "Your species stands at a crossroads," Thorn said, addressing the gathered human officers. "We have witnessed many civilizations at this stage. Most destroy themselves before reaching true enlightenment." Miller straightened his shoulders. "We're seeking a new home. Earth is struggling." Thorn nodded, an eerily human gesture. "We know. Your planet suffers from the same developmental diseases that plague most young technological species, but your potential is unusual." Over the following days, the humans learned that the Arathi were part of a loose coalition of advanced species, monitoring developing civilizations throughout the galaxy. Most species self-destructed through war or environmental collapse. A few survived long enough to join the galactic community. "Your species possesses something rare," Thorn explained during one of their many discussions. "Your adaptability, your resilience in the face of adversity. Most importantly, your capacity for radical innovation under pressure." The Arathi shared historical records showing how humanity's development had outpaced normal evolutionary patterns. While other species took millennia to progress from basic tools to space travel, humans had done it in mere centuries. "We believe you may contribute significantly to the coalition," Thorn continued, "if you survive your current challenges." Miller was surprised. "You're offering to help us?" "Not directly. That would violate our protocols. We can offer knowledge, specifically more efficient propulsion technology to reach habitable worlds we've identified. And we can offer guidance on avoiding the common pitfalls that doom young civilizations." The human leaders debated fiercely. Some feared a trap, while others saw opportunity. Eventually, pragmatism won out. Humanity needed this chance. The Arathi provided coordinates to 3 promising star systems, along with schematics for engine improvements that would drastically reduce travel time. More importantly, they shared philosophical and social frameworks that had helped other species navigate technological adolescence without self-destruction. As the human fleet prepared to depart for their new destination, Thorn made a final visit to the asterisk Pathfinder asterisk. "There is something you should understand," the elder said. "We chose to reveal ourselves to you specifically." "Why us?" Miller asked. "Because your trajectory is unique. Our models indicate humanity has an unusually high potential for either catastrophic collapse or unprecedented advancement. You balance creativity with destruction, empathy with selfishness, in ways we find fascinating." Miller frowned. "You're saying we're an experiment." "I'm saying you're important. The Coalition needs fresh perspectives. Stagnation threatens even immortal civilizations. When the human fleet finally departed, they carried not just hope for survival, but the weight of a greater purpose. The knowledge shared by the Arathi was transmitted back to Earth, sparking a renaissance of technology and social reorganization. Within decades, humanity established colonies on 3 worlds, developed sustainable technologies that reversed Earth's decline, and began to understand their place in the greater galactic community. Captain Miller, by then an old man serving as an advisor to Earth's unified council, often reflected on that fateful encounter. The Arathi had been right. Humanity stood at a crossroads. But instead of merely surviving, they had thrived, proving themselves worthy of the stars. Humanity had stumbled upon an advanced civilization, and that encounter had indeed altered their fate, not through conquest or submission, but through the recognition of their unique potential in a universe far stranger and more wondrous than they had ever imagined.